Did you happen to catch that little segment where Cameraman polished my nails? Yeah, they're there, and you can slide it up to the cuticle. You don't want to just don't go too, wow.
I touched your cuticle. I can't show that.
I wish it was red.
Oh, I really went all over, hey?
Red.
Oh.
Adorable, right? I'm going to share a few pro tips that can help Cameraman up his game. Then he's going to try it. Let's get started. If you've ever polished a nail, you know that it can be hard and certain polishes can be, different to work with. We're going to work with a cream. I've got an OPI. This is not a sponsored video, but I have a nice OPI color. Now, this is an old bottle. I've had it sitting on the shelf for probably years. I shake. I know a lot of people are going to comment and say, don't shake, never shake. I've been shaking for years and I've never had an issue. Maybe it's good quality polish makes the difference, but I don't have an issue with bubbles at all. And they have those little, hear that? Beads in there, so you can do that. I know people will do this, but I can't hear those beads, so I shake. It gets the job done much faster and it mixes it up for you. And it's been sitting for a while, so it needs a good shake. Okay, so the first thing about polishing nails, that's after you've prepped the nail and you've made it nice and clean. And I've done some videos on that, preparing it completely so it's a clean nail estate, nail prepared for you to put polish on. So the polish application technique you really want is you really want to commit to it. Polish is funny. You can't just be kind of partially doing it. You've got to really commit, especially when it's a strong color. And I'm using a dark color right now so you can really, really see it going down. Clear, nudes, soft pinks, all those, you can really get away with not being so accurate. But a darker color is going to show that, and that's why I'm using it. Okay, so the number one tip I have to say is flooding the cuticle. It's so easy to do because you get all the polish on your brush. So that's the first tip. Manage the amount of polish you have on your brush. And how you do that is make sure your brush is getting drenched with polish. And as you bring it up, just scrape it off the one side. And so you have polish just dripping from the one side. When you take it to the nail, you want to put the polish so it's just 3/4 of the way up. Don't attack the cuticle right away. If you do, that big bead that you have on there, that big drip of polish might fall right into the cuticle and flood it. So what you want to do is put it right close to the cuticle, and then you want to go up where you want it, go down one side, and then down the other, and then down the middle. And you've got your first coat on. Now, one thing that's really important, I noticed what Cameraman was doing, which is very normal. I see most people do this. He was actually pressing the brush. Did you see that? And the brush was fanning out. You actually don't need to do that. You almost want to just take up the polish and float it over top of the nail. You can spread a little bit, but not as much because when you're doing that, that means you're pushing pressure in, okay? So you've got the first coat on there. And I don't know if you noticed, but you can see that it's not really solid. You can see a little streaky. That's totally okay when it comes to nail polish because you do want to do 2 coats. And the reason being is you want to get the same intensity that's in the bottle onto the nail. And some polishes, depending on the color, like if it's a glitter or a shimmer or anything like that, it can be a bit see-through. You may need even 3, but I'd go 3 little thinner coats. So even though this is uneven, that's okay. Even though it doesn't look perfect, that's totally okay. So now we're ready to do the second coat, but you just want to check and make sure on both sides. Did you miss any side? I missed a tiny little bit there. So on the second coat, we want to make sure we get that. And this one was pretty good. And that is often the case. It's harder to see one side. That's why you want to kind of turn the finger. Okay, so let's put that second coat on. Now this is time when you really kind of want to float it, do that floating technique a little bit more because the polish that's underneath, if it's not 100% dry, which it won't be, and that's okay as long as it's partially. We're going to pick it up. And again, we're going to scrape off the side of the bottle, removing that off the side of the brush, and then just letting it drip from one side. And then we're going to start again in the middle or, close to the cuticle and then spread it up a little bit, go down one side, capture the part that I missed, then down the other side, and then down the center. Okay, there we go. Just so you know, there's a little lip here. It's actually a raised lip. That is the actual cuticle you're supposed to stop at. It's not that I've missed a gap. Okay, so let's get Cameraman.
Hello.
You're going to try it now.
Okay.
Did you pay attention or were you just too busy watching cameras and sound?
I saw most of it.
Okay.
I didn't know I was supposed to be paying attention.
Putting you on the spot, but that's okay. We did last video when you did the hybrid gel nail, when you built the whole nail. I just told him literally just before we did that video, but he did pretty good. So, okay, let's switch seats. So, cameraman, grab your brush.
Right.
And remove the product off of one side.
Yeah, I know that.
Yeah. And you don't want too much because I've got a small nail, right?
And then I do it off the side.
Yeah. So try to go straight parallel. So make your brush more straight.
Okay.
Yeah. And not too close to. You don't want to flood. There you go. There you go. And just sort of float it. Don't spread that
hit
brush.
the cuticle.
That's okay. That's a common error.
Oh, I hit it again.
It's maybe because you need a haircut.
And you need to push it. Oh, I hit it again. Wow, this is so touchy. That's a tiny nail.
You seriously look like a sheepdog, honestly. I don't know how you can see through all that hair.
I can.
Okay, so that's actually pretty good. It's not bad at all. Okay, you got a little bit on the fingers, on the skin.
Yeah.
Okay, so what we can do is put your brush back in there. And I've got my favorite nail polish remover in this dish.
Do I take this?
So no, just the brush. See the brush?
Oh, this
Take the cap off. You can use both hands. Oh, you're pulling a nail technician skill there.
I don't
want to
let this go. We got the camera set perfect.
Okay, so dip it in, but then release a little bit so you're not flooding the cuticle or the finger with, there you go. And then just use the brush to scrape off the nail polish off the fingers.
Off the finger?
Off the skin.
Off the skin.
Yeah, you don't want to take it off the nail. You actually did it pretty good. There you go. There you go.
I hear a kitty meowing.
Yeah, trying to get in.
Yeah.
Now it's nail polish remover, so it might evaporate a little. You can remove off that little pad there and put that pad right there so everybody can see what you're doing there. Now you're getting into my territory for how to do the right angles and stuff. Okay, so dip it in again and then just release a little bit on your paper towel there so you're not flooding.
Okay, now do it again.
Yeah, just maybe don't release so much.
Go like that.
Yeah, and then just try to see
if you can...
Do I
do the dry side down or the wetter side? Does it matter? Or is it in the brush so it doesn't matter?
Well, you want to do the wet side down on the nail and just sort of remove it.
Pull that back.
That's it. You got it.
Oh, the camera can see that.
That's good.
Ooh.
Let's just turn my finger a little so maybe they can see. I'll just turn it like that a little bit.
Okay, I'm going to do it again here.
Yeah. That's good.
Do that a little clean. And dip it. Try it. I can see I didn't get very close to the skin on the
That's okay. You can try to do that in the second coat.
Oh, yeah.
Second coats are great because they can fix what mistakes you missed or made the first coat.
That bit there is hard to get out. Oh, it's gone.
Yeah.
Yeah, do a little bit
This
more.
nail polish remover is one of my favorite nail polish removers. It smells good. It doesn't make the skin dry, and yet it works really well. And that's not a sponsor. That's just I'm just telling you, it's my favorite. It's OPI remover. It's called Expert Touch Lacquer.
I don't know if I can get it all out of there, but that's pretty good.
That's good, cameraman. Okay, so put your brush down. And now you're going to go in for a second coat.
All right, so now I go over the second coat.
Go for the second coat. And when you do this one, you don't have to press because you want to sort of float it over a little bit.
Don't press.
Yeah, don't press the brush into it and fan it out so much.
Oh.
You just want to float that color over. So try to go in the center, go down the one side.
I went down the center
That's
first.
okay, that doesn't matter. Go down one side, go down the other side, and then go down the center.
I hit the finger.
That's okay, we can always clean that up. Oh, you got your own little technique going on there. So that's fine.
So
and just brush from cuticle to free edge, nice and straight.
I think I got too much stuff on there.
Just go from cuticle to free edge.
I made a mess.
I think I have more fun just watching you.
I can't get close to the skin without touching.
One thing with nail polish, it's going to start drying soon. So you want to go from cuticle to tip.
Oh, yeah, it is. It's getting sticky.
Don't do all those little tiny brush strokes.
Oh, too late.
Just go from cuticle to fingertip in one stroke. That's it. That's it. That's it.
I feel like I
That's
got
good.
a little bit too much on there.
Okay. Now, if you want, while it's still a bit wet,
I want to cap the end here.
You don't have to worry about that too much.
Oh, it's getting gummy.
Stop. That's because you're doing it too much. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have two choices. We can just remove that cleanly and do 2 more coats again.
It looks kind of bumpy.
I would prefer that. Let's do that. Yep. We just want to go into here. You want to just get a soaked pad of nail polish remover, lay it on there. This is my favorite stuff. This stuff will remove it. No problem at all. Okay, so the trick is, as soon as you lay it down onto the nail, you want to do it right about there.
Yeah.
And then just sort of slide it up a little, go down one side, go down the other
slide
side.
Up and then the same motion go down?
Yeah, you're right. And then go down one side, down the other side, and down the center. And then no matter how rough it looks, just leave it.
Okay.
Okay? Now that you've got a little bit of an idea, it might make it a little bit easier the second time around. Down one side, down the other side.
Oh, I didn't get the tip very well at all, or the edge.
It's okay. Just that's it. You flip the brush. That's very good. Flip the brush, and you got more on it. There you go. There you go.
I'm messing up. I wanted it.
No, don't actually do any more. Just leave it.
Just leave it.
That's your first coat. Just
Oh
leave
yeah,
it.
right. First coat.
Yeah, it's just your first coat.
Okay.
So, like I say, the first coat, if you make a mistake, that's okay. We'll just let it dry for a sec. Okay, that's a pretty smooth coat for your first application. You've never done polish before, so this is pretty good. So keep parallel to the brush, go straight line and go, back it up to the cuticle just a bit. You got it.
Cool, I went down
That's
the
okay.
middle.
Now just go down the sides. You chose the middle first. That's totally cool. Go down the side. Skin we can figure out later.
Oh.
That's it. Leave it. Leave it.
I even
Leave
hit
it.
my own skin.
Leave it.
That's how bad I am. Look at that.
But that's okay.
Wow.
Now get the brush a little soaked with the monomer remover, and then just clean up your edges, and that's it. I usually do the little ones first, like you just did there, because the big ones will take a little longer to dry than the little ones, right?
Right. Yeah, really.
Just take a nice swoop there. You clean it up.
Ooey.
That's good. I mean, as a nail technician, I sometimes would even take my finger, right?
Right.
And scrape it because it's a nice hard edge.
Oh my, did I do it? Didn't do a great job on
That's
this
okay. I'll help you there on that
one.
side.
I was better this first time, I think.
Okay, want me to help you on that side?
No, I got it. I think I'm going to use sandpaper on that spot.
Oh, that's comforting.
Ooh, it's I think I'm turning your whole finger blue now.
Well, because you're rubbing the polish into the skin as opposed to removing it so much.
Oh.
But that's okay. You got to do this a few times. It's actually really hard to do, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
It's not easy.
Way harder than I thought.
And unfortunately, to Cameraman's disadvantage is my fingers are actually quite small. Look at the size difference between my fingers and your fingers, right?
Yeah.
Look at that size difference. I mean, I know you're a male, so your fingers are going to be bigger, but it would be easier to polish this than it is to polish this little guy.
Well, I didn't good. This side's short, but this one's over. I just offset the whole thing.
You did pretty good, though.
Yeah.
Honestly, that's pretty
messy.
good.
Pretty messy, but
Okay, that's great.
I tried.
Okay.
That's the best you're going to get.
I'm not complaining. For your first time, that's pretty good. So you can see polishing nails is not that easy, is it?
No, it wasn't easy.
If you did all 10, I guarantee you by the time you were finished, you would be a lot better. You just need more nails to do.
Okay, I'll practice.
Oh, yeah. But I have to say, if you didn't catch it, check out the video where Cameraman does my nail with hybrid gel. He actually did a pretty good job. Check it out.